Hello, everybody, and welcome to a brand new Entertainment Dome one-shot. We are your hosts, Michael and James, and today we are covering the Avengers beta. This is going to be an interesting one because we're going to do this one a little bit differently this time around because James is actually going to be playing the beta at the same time as I am, so that we can reach a later mission that we can play co-op and actually play it together. I can't believe I'm actually going to utilize Avengers' online co-op.
Let's see how long this works.
That's going to be fun. So, if some of you may recall, I did already write a preview of this up on my website, and if you haven't, check it out at toolongfortwitter.com. That's toolongfortwitter.com. Shameless plug, shameless plug. The reason why I decided to do a separate video is because I wanted to go into a bit more detail about some of the things I wasn't able to cover or that I sort of had to gloss over in my preview. Plus, I wanted to get James on this and have us, banter over it as we do. Because do we have opinions about this game? The dreaded opinions.
I mean, if you've listened to the show for the last few episodes, I think you kind of guess a lot of our opinions already.
Yeah, we'll probably be repeating a few topics as we go through this, but on the whole, let's just get started. So, James, let's try and sync up on this as well. So, I'll be playing on normal. I'm assuming you'll be doing the same.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll go 3, 2, 1, go, and when I say go, we'll click normal and we'll start. Okay?
Yep.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
There we are.
I should also quickly state, since I got my code super early, that was because I got it generously from the Academy PR, who provided me with it, and then also provides the code to James.
Yay, thank you.
And at the time of recording, we are now playing like the final weekend of the public beta, so everybody on PS4, Xbox One, and PC is able to play it. Not together, because this game doesn't feature cross-platform play, which I think is ridiculous, considering that one of the big pushes for this game is the co-op.
That's going to lead to some interesting problems later. As in, by the end of the year, probably.
Well, there's going to be cross-generation play, so PS4 players can play with PS5 players, and Xbox One players can play with Xbox Series X players. But the lack of actual cross-play between the platforms is just baffling to me. I don't understand it, especially for a game like this.
You'd think a game like this, cross-platform play would be a given, but apparently not. Apparently we're not going to be doing that.
They'll probably add it later, I wouldn't be surprised, but it's just... Here's the thing though, if that was the only issue, we could probably live with it. But the problem with Avengers is that functionally, and be prepared for this to be a routine criticism from us, functionally, I personally think the game is fine. Technically speaking, there's nothing wrong with it.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Okay, let me finish first. I'm going to let you finish. But I personally think the game, as is fine. The problems come from a lot of the business decisions. But of course, James obviously has certain critiques regarding the game's performance, and I don't blame him. I think actually the game's performing a little bit better than it did when I first played it. I remember there being quite a bit of stuttering in cutscenes. But James, I'm just going to let you talk. Get it off your chest now.
There have been problems with this beta. I had one where Camilla Khan's body popped in without any hair, and then didn't pop back until much later. So there's been problems with that. There's been what I like to call the Assassin's Creed Unity problem, where faces will not phase in, so it's just eyeballs and mouths.
My greatest nightmares.
So, yeah, technically this game's a mixed bag. Some people are having okay times with it. Some people are having really bad times with it. And I also played this game yesterday on the PC. Now it's open beta as well. And on the PC, there's still some stuttering problems here and there. There are still some issues, which isn't great.
So we may as well talk about the A-Day tutorial whilst we're here. The big thing that the developers really wanted to push. I remember initially there was such a you remember the E3 2019 announcement. This was the whole thing. And I understand why. It is the big prologue bit that helps sets up the main plot. but I personally am glad that the beta goes beyond that. I do also want to quickly add, me and James did technically get to play this tutorial last year at EGX, like there was like a demo there. And I don't know about you, James, but I remember at the time not liking it very much. I felt like the controls weren't good. I know that's not like a professional thing to say. I just remember just really not liking how the game felt, but admittedly, I think the beta does improve on that. Something about like the inputs or like the movements and stuff I think is a bit better.
Yes, and I also say that there is a better training tutorial, but it's much later in the beta, and I'm assuming much later in the game as well.
Okay, yeah, I may as well get this out of the way. The 8-day tutorial, like, as a spectacle, is fine. I think that's a word I'm going to be using a lot this playthrough. It's fine, but as a tutorial, I don't think it's very good at explaining how the game works. Like, I get it. You want to throw the players right into the action and like let them all play as the different Avengers. So you get a basic feel for how they all work. But a lot of like basic features I don't think are properly explained. Like I didn't realize that a lot of characters have like a counter move until way later.
Yep. Until much later in the beta, it's like, oh, this move, they have this move and this move and this move, and it's like, this would be really handy a good level ago.
It's a lot like, you know how like with fighting games, like usually a lot of players when they pick up a new fighting game, the first thing they do is go into the training mode and just mess about with the character and look up all the moves and stuff. I wish that's what this game had. Like, just give me like a training room and we'll get one later.
That's the thing, yeah, there is a training room, but it's not available for ages. Well, I'm assuming ages for the beta.
Got to get through all this story first.
Yeah, oh boy, do I have things to say about the story.
Yeah.
Especially in the opening bits, which makes me go, hang on. But we'll get to that.
I think I'm just going to repeat what I wrote in my preview. The story for Avengers is just a culmination of all of my least favourite superhero tropes. Like, all my least favourite superhero tropes are just put together in this one story, you know? And like, if you're wondering, what are your least favourite superhero tropes, Michael? I'm talking about, we can't trust the heroes, the Avengers are the real threats, and like... I'll save it for a bit later, but there's like one bit later on that doesn't make me super angry, but I just remember going, ugh, when we got to it. Very minor thing.
I think I know what you're talking about too.
Be crazy if you were.
We're so in sync.
I may as well bring this up as well. I do feel like having all the characters play fundamentally the same, is a potential risk of like none of them feeling unique, because these are all very different heroes. So you want them to all play differently. Like if Iron Man played exactly the same as Captain America, it wouldn't. And okay, I didn't even mean to do that. It wouldn't be as cool. Like you want to feel like you are playing as Iron Man. I don't know if you agree with me, James, but I do personally think at the end of the day it does kind of work. Like, yeah, they do all fundamentally control the same, but it just means that if you like to switch between characters regularly, you don't have to worry about completely forgetting how one particular hero works. And I feel like they are distinct enough to make them feel like they are the character they play as.
Agreed, but it also just feels very... That's the best way to put this. It feels very superficial. It's not the most... It's not the most yeah moments of the game. Like a lot of these just feel very sort of, oh okay, we're doing this, until funny enough, Miss Marvel later on, which I actually do enjoy playing as.
I think I do get what you mean, because if you, like, say for example the PS4 Spider-Man game, in that game you really do feel like you're playing Spider-Man, but that's because it's a game where Spider-Man is the only playable character, so the developers obviously put a lot of focus on him, whereas with here, you've got 6 different characters, and we're going to get more. Like, we know there's a lot of post-launch heroes coming. So the developers don't really have the time to make them all feel incredibly unique and like play how we think they would.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so, but it's a shame, I feel, as well.
Yeah, like, okay, I'll say, since we're playing this in right now, Hulk is probably one of my favourite characters to play as in this game.
Oh yeah, easily.
I do think they do a really good job of capturing the power trip of playing as the Hulk. But even though I've never played it, I probably would say that Hulk doesn't play as well here as he would in, say, that Hulk Ultimate Destruction game.
Yes, I've seen that a lot. people say that that's like, no, this is so much better than the Avengers version of Hulk.
Yeah, but again, that's because Hulk in that game is the only playable character. So they're able to go like a bit more crazy with him.
True, but I don't know. I wanted better. I think. I will say this, like I do think since EGX, Iron Man plays a little better. Not by much, but he does play a little bit better. He's still my least favourite Avenger.
Yeah, I probably should have said this back when I was playing as him, but yeah, Iron Man's easily my least favourite character players as well.
Yeah, his flying is very stiff. Like, he feels like a turret. And it's not a good feel for Iron Man, I feel. Like, he needs to have the maneuverability as well. And he just doesn't have that in this game.
Yeah, I don't like playing as Iron Man in the air or on the ground, which I think says a lot.
Yeah. But he does play a lot better here, and he does play a lot better on the PC side of things as well. Like, it feels like he works a lot better with a keyboard and mouse.
I also see that Hulk's jump is still a bit weird sometimes as well, like when I first played it.
Yes.
Okay, good, it's not just a me problem. Like, I don't know if you saw, sometimes it feels like Hulk either jumps really high or barely at all, and I can't tell what's changing. At first I remember thinking, oh, maybe I'm not just putting enough pressure on the jump button, but I don't think how long you hold down the X button makes any sort of difference.
Yeah, it just seems to be good luck, really. It seems to be a very wonky animation, a wonky sort of jump.
I got eyes on him. Hulk, bringing in the Quinjet for a landing.
I will say, in this part as well, there's a lot of moments during this section where I can't tell what part's a cutscene and what part I'm actually playing.
That's true. But Michael, it's meant to be seamless.
Thankfully, this is like less of a problem later on in the beta, but like at this point, I'm sort of like, wait, when I smash through those cars, do I have to press a button? Oh, nope, he's just doing it. Am I even in control at this point? Should I let go of the control stick? Oh, no, I've stopped moving.
Oh no, it's all going horribly wrong.
Cap, what's going on over there?
Okay, I
just
think...
gotten...
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no. There, you go first.
Well, I was just going to say, I think we're coming up to a bit of contention, because I remember, I think we got into an argument about this when we first played this demo, because we're now coming up to the Captain America section. For what little time we spend as him, I actually really like how Cap plays, but I think you disagreed?
I actually can't remember. Is that moment where, did I? I think his control's alright. I don't think he's my favourite, but he controls decently enough.
But it's hard to tell considering how little time we spend with him, because, spoiler alert, he quote-unquote dies later on.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I'm sure he's dead and won't appear for the rest of the game, despite being front and centre on the box.
Oh no, Michael, it's meant to fake us out.
But, yeah, I think it's because I feel like he plays quite a bit like how Batman plays in the Arkham games.
I can see that.
With, like, his combos and, like, the way you can dodge and vault over people. In fact, how do I vault? I remember now, that was another ability that a lot of characters have. There we go! God, knowing that, because you get a lot of shielded enemies later on, and that vault just makes dealing with them so much easier.
I actually can't remember how to vault now. So that's...
Hold circle.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, whilst running towards an enemy. Yeah, I will say as well, actually, like, because circle is dodge. And look at that! What kind of dodge is that?
It's such a weak dodge.
It makes me wonder if, like, the game is designed in such a way where even though you take loads of hits because the dodge isn't particularly good and you don't have much in the way of maneuverability, but they give you, like, enough health pickups to balance that out, which I don't think is, like, emblematic of good design. It's not like in a Bayonetta or Devil May Cry or something where, you know, especially in like Bayonetta and like other Platinum games where the dodge is like so you become so reliant on it because it's decent. It gives you plenty of movement.
Here it just kind of, it's such a pathetic dodge. It's literally just like a little sidestep.
Yeah, it almost makes me feel like I shouldn't even bother using it because like you don't get particularly far away from like the enemy for it to make much of a difference. But like I said, they've designed it in such a way so that you're regularly getting health back.
At least in this section. I don't know about
Yeah, exactly. I think that's another one of the game's biggest problems so far. I don't think it does a good enough job, not just like in terms of tutorials and character ability, just explaining how certain stuff works. Like, it's not like it's not like there's a moment where the game goes, oh, by the way, you can find health from here, here, or here. It's just like, those are the health pickups. Where? Those things. Oh, those things. Okay.
Okay, but how do I do these certain moves? Go to the training room. But I don't know where the training room is.
Brooklyn Rage!
You can hear me. The convoy is transporting
Sorry, carry on.
Our enemies intend to detonate it within the city.
Oh, I like it. You fit that reference in.
Well, they call that ability Brooklyn Brawler. What else was I gonna say?
It would be nice to have Martin do a little dub, like doing a playthrough of this and do a little dub of it.
Are you kidding me?
Give Captain America the Joey Wheeler
All
voice.
those years ago.
Let's have a look, shall we?
Now that is an entrance.
Taskmaster.
We need to get that detonator. That bomb goes off, it could liquefy everything within a 10-mile radius.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Can I say as well, I think another one of my admittedly very nitpicky issues with this story is that at this point, like, the hero's being attacked by a bunch of mercs, and I'm like, okay, these guys shouldn't even be a blip on Thor's radar. How is someone like Thor or the Hulk having trouble with a bunch of dudes in armor with big guns?
It's like, remember the opening to Age of Ultron, where they just cleave through that Hydra base?
Yeah, exactly. It just should be that. Don't get me wrong, I like the fact they put in Taskmaster, because he's not a particularly super well-known villain, at least in terms of the mainstream, I don't think. But at the same time, like, they kind of have to make Black Widow be the one to fight him, because if he's like, okay, Taskmaster, take on the Hulk, what?
I will literally die.
That's good. That's like a recurring problem as well. Realistically, in this world where a man turns into a big green giant by getting angry enough, why would any of these goons try to even bother take on the Hulk?
What's that guy that runs up to Hulk in the first moment, and it's like, you have a death wish, my friend. You have a death wish.
Is everyone here just suicidal? Also, I do like how Black Widow just has guns.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the players are now. In fact, funnily enough, I may as well get this out of the way. Out of all the characters so far, I think Black Widow may be my favourite to play as. And hopefully I'll get to show it off a bit later once we unlock her, because in the beta, you only get access to 4 characters in like the main... Aside from this opening tutorial bit, the only 4 characters you get to play as in like the later missions and stuff are Ms. Marvel, Hulk, Iron Man, and Thor. Wait, no, not Thor. Iron Man, Hulk, Ms. Marvel, and Black Widow. But, and yeah, when I was first playing through the preview, I decided to give Black Widow a shot in one of like the harm room challenges, and I was shocked by how much I really liked playing as her. Never thought I'd see the day where I'd say, oh yeah, Black Widow is my favourite character in this.
She does control quite well, though.
Yeah, and no shade on Black Widow fans. I know there are people who really like her. Maybe like the movies have just ruined her character for me.
Yeah.
Because like she's so uninteresting in the movies.
Taking your usual notes.
Yeah, I can get that. But here, she's a lot better. Well, a lot better to play, anyway.
I've completely forgotten how she controls already. I will say as well, because you remember when I first played this last year at
At EGX, yep.
I really struggled with the Taskmaster fight. Like, you were like handling him pretty well, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Now though, that I have a better understanding of the controls, I'm like, oh, I get what I have to do now.
Again, just a better tutorial might have been better, but now it's just with the power of hindsight.
I'm doing so poorly now because I'm forgetting how everything works. Here's another thing as well, actually, that I may as well get out of the way now. I've been saying that a lot in this. The boss fights that we... Because there are only 2 in this game. I think there's one more, but just against a big robot. It's nowhere near as interesting. Like, the supervillain-based fights, I think, are some of the best. Because, like, the general fights, there's no real strategy to them, in all honesty. Like, you just kind of keep hitting dudes until they fall over. That's it. But the boss fights, especially with Taskmaster, require so much more strategy. Because of him, if you use the same moves over and over again, he repels them.
Mm-hmm. They actually take his superpowers into account.
Yeah.
I'm after something much more valuable.
What's that?
I won't
And,
spoil
oh my god, the loading took forever. Yeah, you see it, folks, I actually died.
Oh, nope. See, one of the reasons why I love Black Widow so much is because of her grappling hook. Grappling hook! But, oh, no. Thing is, though, I think the way it works is that when enemies light up a certain way, you can use your counter to repel their attacks. There is, like, a warning to let you know when to do it. But I just keep forgetting what that warning is. There we go. I did a cool thing.
Still trying to piece it together?
You giving up?
Not a chance. No.
Oh, I forgot about this part of the fight.
Left you.
Ow! No, I can do this. I can do this. Give me some distance. Okay, come on. Light up. There we go. Wait, no, that didn't do it. Oh, that's right. You can't win this bit.
Yeah, you have to get...
I completely forgot you have to get your ass kicked, so then the tutorial can go, okay, now you can turn invisible.
It's like, haha, I meant for you to do that.
And he still hit me! That's just embarrassing.
Next time, take better notes. Guess you saw that coming, huh?
You think you've won?
Aha, I meant for you to kick my ass.
Yeah, kind of, yeah, that's basically it.
Day there.
You know, it's the classic, don't you see? You've already lost.
What's happening here?
It's okay, guys, we can still save the city.
To be fair, like, looking at that again, I keep forgetting, oh, that is so many people are dead.
Oh, yeah.
Steve, can you hear me? Get the hell out of there!
Oh, it did it again!
What happened?
Kamala's body popped in and not her hair. It happened again.
That didn't happen for me.
Which is weird considering I'm using the PS4 Pro.
That is really weird, like, mine's still base PS4. I know, Tony, I can't believe it either. Yeah, that's what I can't believe that girl's hair didn't pop into... Tony, the helicarrier just blew up with Steve on it. Oh yeah, that kind of sucks too.
5 years ago, the Avengers paraded dangerous, untested technology, causing damage on an...
Oh, yeah, so the Avengers did everything they could to save as many people as they could. But no, they're still evil, and we still hate them.
I hate this trope so much.
It's so dumb!
Every superhero medium that does it, also hi Lara Croft, every superhero medium that does this just infuriates me to no end. Just the idea that, like, hey, you know these superheroes that have saved us countless times? They're the real threat. Also, like, in case it wasn't obvious, like, the Terrigen Mist here is obviously, like, it's turning people into Inhumans. I'm just gonna say this out front, the Inhumans suck. I'm so sick of Marvel trying to push these fuckers. Like, I'm so tired. Because they're just, like... Okay.
They're just mutants, aren't they?
Yeah, thank you! Like, I looked it up, and it's like, okay, so who are the Inhumans? It's like, oh, the Inhumans are people that have, like, a weird genetic disorder of some sort that grants them mysterious powers that makes them feared and hated by all of humankind. So they're the X-Men. No, no, they're completely different from the X-Men. Okay, how? Well, the X-Men were born with their powers, but the Inhumans get it from this weird mist. Okay, they're still the X-Men.
They're still mutants. Also, I swear this is a similar plot line to DC Universe Online.
Ah,
Like, future Lex Luthor comes to the past, and the reason why there's so many superheroes is because he releases nanobots that gives everyone powers. So, huh.
but I think that's the reverse, because I think what they reveal later on is that, I'm not going to call him by his real name, MODOK here, his goal is to rid the world of superpowers. Like, yeah, they call it, like, oh, the inhuman disease. And honestly, like, we compared them to, like, the mutants as well, but, like, do you want to know what's also really stupid, just to go off on this tangent? There was, like, a comic book storyline called, like, X-Men versus Inhumans or something, which is all about the Inhumans and X-Men going to war. And I'm like, you have the same backstory!
What is the point? Also, speaking of horrible, I hate this walking section.
Why? What's wrong with it? I mean, aside from being a walking section, like...
I think that's kind of just, I'm so tired of just like, hey, we're just gonna, instead of a cutscene playing, we're just gonna have it that you walk all the time. It's like, can you just make it a cutscene?
No, it's got to be immersive.
It's not immersive, it's boring.
Yeah, okay. Last thing, I swear, like, the idea of the Inhumans and the X-Men getting into a pissing match, like, baffles me. It's like, hey, we're a race of people that is feared and rejected by humans for completely stupid reasons. Hey, us too. We don't like each other.
Hey, that's my gag! Essentially is what it is.
It's like, just to get a bit real for a second, it's like when I remember seeing, like, you know, when, gay people say that bisexual people don't exist. And it's like, I'm sorry, what?
What?
Like, the fact that there are, like, gay people with biphobia baffles me.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like anyone with, like, anyone from the LGBT community who have any type of phobia against people who are from the LGBT community is like, but you're from... What?
This conversation's getting too real. Let's get back to this stupid game.
That's well it should.
That was a smart idea. Hey guys, I'm gonna shoot the guy who turns into a big green monster when he gets angry. I see no problems with this decision whatsoever.
I'm sure nothing bad's gonna happen at all.
So now we get a mission just entirely as the Hulk, and I think this was the part where I started to actually enjoy the game a bit better, because since I was just playing as one character, I got to mess about a bit more and actually properly understand how Hulk works, and he is like a ton of fun, I'm not gonna lie. He doesn't have like a counter, unfortunately, but like his rage thing, I guess, like makes him like, gives him super armor, so he's still taking damage, but he just doesn't react to it.
And it also gives him health back as well.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, that's how you actually get health back sometimes, like when you're like in a really dire strait.
I'm gonna keep an eye on that in a sec. Okay, how about... Oh, so it does. I did not realise that. That explains a lot, actually. See, again, I don't think the game properly explained that, unless it said that in that tutorial that I completely skipped over.
Yeah. It's like, okay, we got 8 the movie sometimes.
Sometimes.
Okay, most of the time.
I also like how his projectile is just him picking boulders out of the ground.
Yeah, even though sometimes it makes no sense.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
It's like, you are picking up metal flooring. How is that a rock?
I do actually kind of wish there was a designated block button, because there's no. Actually, no. Captain America has one, but it's tied to it's tied to the R2 button, and for some characters that's just like a counter of some sort. I wish there was like every character could just have the option to just put up a shield or something.
That would be nice.
It is kind of irritating when like I don't know if you're seeing with Hulk, I'm trying to get a combo going, and then like enemies just like stagger me. I'm the Hulk. That shouldn't be happening.
Like, I'm doing like my big overhead smash, and then suddenly an enemy just stops me, and I'm like, how? That literally should be impossible. But hey, gameplay, we gotta have that.
Again, I think that's what it'll. Again, maybe like Platinum Games have spoiled me, but like Avengers combat isn't like particularly great. It's just okay.
Yeah.
And I think that is ultimately the game's biggest problem. It's just fine. It's just a serviceable action game. The biggest problems about it come from all like the marketing stuff.
Yeah. The game has problems. Some fun bits, but problems.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be paying 50 quid up front for this on launch.
Especially considering PC and Xbox owners are getting less for the same price.
I don't want to bring up Spider-Man again. We talked about it enough on the show.
Yeah.
Sure hope you brought a change of clothes.
It's still stupid.
Massively stupid.
And like, I don't care what their reasoning was. It's not. No reason is good enough.
We'll see. If the game starts to quieten down, they'll be like, hey look, we're releasing Spider-Man on other platforms.
I wouldn't be surprised if like that happens.
Oh yeah.
And now I'm lost apparently. Where the hell do I go?
Where am I going?
Oh, no, I got stuck. That was. Oh, I had to jump off this.
Ooh, I can tell by your silence that you are not amused. That's okay. I don't think Bruce likes my jokes either. No, Bruce. Okay, okay. I won't mention the guy with the glasses.
May as well ask, what do you think about the voice acting?
Voice acting's fine. Like, for all of like its technical problems, I think the voice acting is pretty damn good.
Yeah, I mean they've proper got like an all-star cast, you know, for like the main heroes. You know, Troy Baker, Darren DePaul, Nolan North, Laura Bailey, Travis Willingham. Like they're all great voice actors, and like I do like hearing them as these characters.
Yeah. Like everyone's bringing their A game. Ha, A game.
You're right.
I get it.
But yeah, everyone is doing a good job. Like, there's no one doing a bad job here. And also, there's some other nice little voices here and there as well, but I'll save that for when we get to that in a little moment.
We're cool.
I kind of wish, like, okay, this is like a personal problem. It's not unique to this game. I'm not the biggest fan of Hulk as a character because personally, I find him so boring. Because he's just a big monster that yells a lot, and I kind of wish he had a bit more personality in this game. Fortunately, you know, he's not the only character. Like everybody else has got like quite good personalities. In fact, I'll give the story this much credit. Also, the animation of Hulk just like lightly kicking a box open is hilarious to me.
Yep.
But I think the fact that because we were kind of talking over it when I was going on my Inhuman rant, when like the Avengers are brought before a court and like the senator or whatever says like, are the Avengers a threat, it's Bruce who's the one who says yeah we are, which I would even though it's kind of like, hey dick move Bruce, like you guys are superheroes, you saved so many lives, it's totally in character for him to think that because of who he is.
Yeah.
For anyone who's seeing it on like my screen, again, Hulk's jump feels so inconsistent. He either jumps really high or barely at all, which is weird because like a lot of like this level requires you to like be bouncing off walls. Like why did he just drop right there? I wonder if it's like a sprinting thing because I keep forgetting you can sprint by tapping L3. Another thing the game doesn't tell you.
Also, I'm gonna be honest, the sprint for some characters really doesn't look like they're sprinting. Or doesn't feel like they're sprinting. Like, for Hulk it does. But for other characters, not nearly so much.
It's especially hard to really get a feel for how good the sprint is, considering like this level is very closed off in terms of its environments. It'd probably be a lot better in like the Warzone missions, which are much more have a lot more open space to go around in.
You distract them. I'll find a way in.
I also got to remember that I do have super abilities that I can use when I'm surrounded by enemies.
This might be a bad idea.
Some of these super abilities are pretty good. Like, let me see if I can get this right. Okay, let's try this again because I tried to do it earlier and it didn't work.
We're closing in all day.
Yeah, we go.
Oh, did you get it?
Yeah, 'cause it's the I think it's called Stranglehold, where he rushes forward, and if you run into an enemy, he grabs them and then slams them down at the end. Like, that's a lot of fun.
Everything's new.
Funny enough, I know I said this earlier, like Black Widow's probably my favourite, but I think hers might be some of my favourite ones.
Yeah. I honestly think my favourite at the moment is still Miss Marvel. Oh, did you get caught in the black hole things?
I did, yeah. Could you hear my tapping?
Like, oh no, oh no! Oh god, the shooting enemies hit like a truck.
Yeah, the shooting enemies are easily the worst ones. I think actually, again, I'm just going to repeat another thing that I wrote in my preview, is that, because I was saying that the combat requires no strategy. That's because I do think at the end of the day, this is very much a numbers game. Like, we haven't got into it yet, but because like the focus on loot and equipable gear and stuff makes it clear that if you want to like do better at the missions, it's not about getting better at the game. You just need to have better equipment. You know, your numbers need to be bigger than the enemy's numbers.
It's almost like Diablo in a way.
Yeah, but like, if we already have like a Marvel Diablo, and that's a Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3.
We also had the actual Diablo-like game a few years ago, but I think it's shut down now.
Oh yeah, we did, didn't we?
Which is a shame. I actually quite liked that game.
That was close.
Had problems, but I liked it.
I forgot just throwing the rock, it like blows up the stuff behind him. Ha ha ha! I've killed so many people.
So many people have died. Ah, these Necron-looking bastards are a nightmare. The ones that shoot like loads of projectiles from their staff.
Oh yeah, maybe we are the bad guys.
Bruce, are we the baddies? Okay, I think we can... Yep, we can enter the lab.
I think you're further ahead than me then, because I'm still outside.
I think we keep, like, there's moments where you get further ahead than me. Also, oh god, this poor guy screaming to for his friends to let him out as the Hulk just comes up and smashes him and the window.
Oh, to be fair, actually, yeah, I'll say this right now. I actually remember when I was first playing through this, when you actually got inside and you're just running through it, and everything the Hulk comes into contact with just breaks. That's a lot of fun. Like, that's a moment where I think that's the moment where the game does shine, when you get moments like that.
It's like brief moments of spectacle. It gets really, really well.
Also, at some point, we're going to probably need to equip our character with gear, but
Oh yeah, I forgot. I actually have gear.
but that requires going into the menu, and like, I don't want to eat up too much of the viewer's time.
Yeah, because the menu is... It's a thing.
Well, it's not particularly interesting for a viewer to watch, but in fact, I'm going to show it off right now. Let's see. Oh no, that's the wrong menu. Nope, that's not it. Buttons. There we go. Let's see if they've actually improved something. Let me check. If we go into collections, wait, no, that was the right place. I want to check something real quick. Here we go, the codex. Nope, the text is still super tiny. Look how small that text is.
AAA games really need to sort this out because it's ridiculous how tiny they are.
And I don't understand it because I can't use the cursor to highlight it. Look how much space is not being used. I mean, I'm not asking you, James, but like, to the viewer, look how much space is not being used. It's ridiculous. I really hope this gets fixed in the full game.
I don't know why it is, because, like, especially for consoles, it makes no sense. Because, like, on PC, yeah, I can get it, you can make it small, because you're at a desktop. But on console, like, you're playing it on your couch or something like that, like, it doesn't make any sense.
I don't think I've got as good a gear as I did on my first playthrough, but whatever, I might as well
Nah, same.
buy a skill while I'm here. What did I get the first time? I think I got like a...
Admittedly, I think I also got a crap ton of good stuff for Kamala, and then got nothing for Hulk. So, funny enough, Kamala for me was hitting harder than the Hulk.
I'm spending way too much time. Oh yeah, that's what I got, like pressing square after a dodge. Really, I don't know why you bother dodging with Hulk. He's clearly not a dodge character.
No, because his dodge is pathetic.
I think that is really like... I know I said earlier that one of the best things about the game is the fact that since all the characters play the same, it means they're all pretty simple to get the grasps with, and it makes switching between them, like, easy. But I feel like if every character did play more distinctly, you could get, like, a much more detailed tutorial in, and maybe, like, have them function with different strategy. Because really, every character... I'm just repeating myself, but every character does have the same strategy. Go in, hit the enemy until they stop moving, and then move on. I think I remember somebody on Twitter that I follow had like managed to perfectly sum it up by saying that this is essentially just a high-def Lego game. Like, you know the Lego games?
Yeah, I can see that.
Because the Lego... Oh, now we get the gear screen tutorial, for frig's sake.
Yeah, I purposely waited for that.
Yeah, because now here's the good gear. Here's that good shit. Oh, that door's open. Okay. I do get some people's complaints because I remember like a lot of people don't like how the gear isn't like cosmetic at all. Like it just changes your stats. It doesn't change the appearance of the character. I do kind of get where they're coming from. It doesn't bother me personally, but
because we do actually get proper cosmetics that do change the appearance.
Yeah, you get costumes later, so it's not like that big of a deal, I don't think.
Although we already know some of them are going to be microtransactions.
I think the problem is the fact that another thing that like the developers have really been pushing is how like, oh, your Hulk is different from somebody else's Hulk. Like you can customize them however you want. But so I think a lot of people, you know, it's like the Star Wars Battlefront 2 thing where they didn't have any visual cosmetics in that, and like EA's response was to go, well, people don't want like a pink Darth Vader, and everyone went, fuck you, yes we do.
You clearly don't know what people want.
So I think that's what people were sort of like really wanted, was the idea of being able to like properly change how these characters look. But there was probably like a mandate from Marvel and or Disney saying, no, you can't have these characters look not like these characters, because then how will people know that they are those characters?
How will they know it's the Hulk?
Yeah, it's the same logic why, you know, like in Super Smash Bros., why Sonic's like different colours barely change his appearance. It's probably because Sega was like, no, you can't change how Sonic looks because then he won't look like Sonic.
I mean, who else could it be?
If Sonic's not blue, how will they know it's Sonic? And it's like, I think they'll be fine, Sega.
People aren't that dumb, usually. Ah, some nice health.
It's really easy to lose track of like how much health you have. Like I've only just looked at mine and it's like quite low. And again, because the enemies also like kind of blend into the background as well. Like, and I'm dead. Yeah.
Oh, you're dead?
Yeah. Somehow the Hulk died to just generic goons in suits.
I'll wait here for a moment.
Mate, no, don't wait for me. Keep playing. But yeah, as I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted. Like,
by death.
I'm not gonna say this game doesn't look good, because it does. Like visually, it's very impressive. But the problem is that I feel like the enemies can very easily blend into the background. So again, it's really hard to tell when you're getting attacked or where you're getting attacked from, so then you got to turn around to find who's shooting at you, and it's like, oh, they're all the way over there. But you don't realise it until it almost feels like it's too late. Because, like, I actually think I remember reading somewhere, like, with, like, Platinum games, I think with Bayonetta especially, I think it's with Bayonetta. The point is, with at least one Platinum action game, they're designed in such a way where if an enemy is not on screen, it won't attack you. It will only attack you if you can see it, which I feel like is a really good design choice, because it prevents you unfairly getting sniped from off screen. Whereas with here, no, enemies will attack you wherever. Like, that don't matter, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and it leads to, as you see, death, and kind of unfair deaths as well.
But again, it won't end up mattering, assuming your numbers are bigger than the enemy's numbers.
Yeah.
I apologise if we're repeating a lot, but I feel like, you know what, this game doesn't mind repeating itself with how generic the combat is. Ooh.
Oh damn. Harsh, but not inaccurate.
Like, they're trying to make it like give it a few RPG qualities, like with how I think some gear does provide you like special status effects, for example. Like I remember in one of the trailers we see like Iron Man has some gear equipped that has PIM particles attached, so the enemy shrinks. And I'm like, that's neat, but I don't know how much of an effect that has on the game. Like, I think Hulk at the moment can like inflict gamma poisoning on enemies, but I don't know if it's actually having that much of an effect.
Yeah, because I swear I got PIM particles on Kamala at one point in the beta, and it didn't seem to do anything.
I think it's because, I think I know what gear you're talking about, but I think it says like it has like a 10% chance or something of inflicting shrink or something.
Oh, great. So it does it, but rarely.
Yeah, well, that's how it works. And then you need to like upgrade it or find better gear where it has more of a chance of doing that. That's how it works. You got to be constantly swapping out your gear. Always, you need to be on the hunt for better gear. Never be satisfied with what you have.
I mean, you'll never be satisfied by this game, so there we go.
I know there is one, but I can't find like where. I'm sure there's a button you can press to bring up like a waypoint of some sort to tell you where to go next, but for the life of me, I can't remember what it is. Again, it would have been nice if the game told me that such a waypoint system existed.
I can help you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, feedback to the character is not great in this game, at least so far.
I really hope that the full game has like basically a much better tutorial, or at least has like a tutorial menu where I can go in, you know, where it says like, here's what this button does, here's what this button does.
I hope so, but again, we're so close to release now. I don't see that happening. At least they'll patch it in later, because we're in that culture. And it'll be like, at that point, it'll be like a little too late.
Well, that's another thing as well. Like I was saying, I don't see myself buying this game at full price on launch, and it's not because I think the game's just kind of average. It's also because since it's a service game, they were very upfront saying they plan to keep supporting it for years and update it with new characters and content and story and stuff. That means that what we're getting is technically an unfinished game. So why should I spend 50 quid or 60 quid on a game that isn't done? When you know in like 5 years' time we'll then get Avengers the Complete Edition.
It feels like live services feel almost like an MMO style thing, but just not fully committing to the MMO style.
It's the way. What's happening is that the publishers only want you playing this game. They don't want you playing any other game. Ignore those other games. Only play this one.
Which is not going to happen because there's loads of other games coming.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Though. They're trying to design it in such a way so that this will be the only game you play, and it runs the risk. And Avengers kind of does it a little bit, where they make it in such a way that there's so much busy work involved that it feels like you don't have time to play anything else. Because like, hey, do you want to like play this other game that's come out? Oh, I can't. I'm still grinding for loot in Avengers so I can complete the next story bit.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, obviously it's hard to tell because the game isn't actually out yet, so we don't actually know how the loot system, the loot drops rather, will work. Like, hopefully the game will be designed in such a way where you won't need to grind for loot. Like there'll always be like a new mission somewhere for you to do, and hopefully give you the equipment you need to get past the next story segment.
It'd be those mission tables.
Yeah, because like in the beta, like when I first played it, I never, even though I did die like once, I wasn't met with a moment where I couldn't get through because I just didn't have good enough gear. Like I was able to get through regardless. And since we're not going to see it, since we'll be playing the co-op mission together later, I feel like the AI companions work decently.
Yeah. So no, I actually haven't played with the AI companions. I only played I think I only played one co-op mission.
Okay, because I did play a couple of the co-op stuff, and I actually remember I did like one mission as Hulk, and I did die, but then my teammates resurrected me, and I'm pretty sure none of them died. I was the only one, so.
You made it.
Oh yeah, I'm playing as Kamala now. I don't know.
Oh, you're way further ahead than I am. I just got to the bit where Hulk's about to smash up this facility.
Oh yeah, I've already fought the robot from Alien.
This is where they.
Oh yeah, that thing.
Well, not robot. It's the thing Ripley uses.
It's a robot.
To destroy this land.
It's the mech suit.
Smash.
I actually really like playing as Kamala. I think they really nailed how she works.
Sorry, we're just like I think that's my favourite line. Restrain the Hulk. What an oxymoron that is. Is that right? I wanted him to say that, and then the guy in the suit to go, "What?"
I'm sorry. What do you want me to do?
Instead, no. Like you'll see people later going, "It's the Hulk. Get him!" And it's like, who are you people?
Truly the dumbest of people.
I want like it to turn out that everybody in AIM is just a Skrull and they've never actually heard of the Hulk.
And here comes my favourite. Oh, hold on, I can't say it yet because you haven't got there yet. But
oh, God forbid we spoil this beta.
but my favourite thing to do as Kamala is to keep, because as you're playing and you're fighting these mooks, you're on different platforms. I like to jump over the platforms, and then as they're trying to jump, then use her range to just punch them back into the hole. It's like, no, stop it, stop it.
Okay, I think I'm doing way worse here than I did when I first played it. Maybe it's because like I'm half paying attention due to doing commentary.
It happens.
It's weird. It's hard to really tell how much of it is my fault and how much is like the game just like the game's combat just not being. I don't want to say again. I don't want to say the combat isn't good because it's not bad by any stretch of the imagination. I just don't think it's particularly fleshed out. It's just keep hitting buttons and eventually you'll win. Oh my God! I just took so much damage there. I think maybe as low as I am to suggest it, you know what I think I would have preferred if there was regenerating health?
A little bit, yeah.
You know, like in a Call of Duty game or something. Because like it feels like, again, going back to like the Platinum comparisons, I think I mentioned this in my preview. In like Platinum action games, and I know it's probably unfair to compare the two because they're clearly very different in how they handle their action. But in like Platinum action games, it's always possible to get through a fight without taking a hit. You know, the game is designed in such a way where if you are skilled enough, you can like avoid enemy attacks and get through completely unscathed. Whereas with here, it feels the game is like, oh, you're gonna get hit. Like that's unavoidable. You are going to take damage, but just make sure that you have the right gear so you take not as much damage. And I am so close to dying. Is there like a healing thing here?
I need health, please.
Okay, there we go. And it's not like with Hulk I can do like the Captain America thing and vault over the enemy, like because he's not designed like that. I just had to run up, keep hitting square, take my lumps, and hopefully I'll win out over him. I feel like a part of it is that when we all heard, oh, Square Enix is making like an Avengers game, we were clearly expecting so much more.
Yeah.
Like, oh, like the Final Fantasy guys doing Avengers? That sounds really cool. And instead what we got is like, again, something that's been made purely through focus groups. And like, oh, what do people like? Well, they like Avengers. Well, no, it's not what people like. It's like, how can we like appeal to like every possible demographic? So don't make the combat too like, don't make it too difficult. Make it so that anybody can play it. You know, have all the characters play roughly the same. So it's sort of like in a way, I suppose like you could call it accessible, but not the accessible in a make it so that people with like disabilities can play it. Just so like literally anyone can see. Okay, now that I'm saying it out loud, I'm sounding almost like I don't want to sound like I'm gatekeeping.
No, it's what it is that it's the thing that is being made for absolutely everyone. It's got nothing that it's trying to go to the broadest demographic, but that arguably makes it worse. Like, it goes with the broadest demographic, but it ultimately appeals to nobody as a result.
Yeah, because it feels like it's really lacking in any sort of identity. But the thing is, though, I think I put this in my preview as well, is that what this is that Square Enix saw how much money games like Destiny 2 were making.
Mm-hmm.
Were like, oh, we want that money. And then they got the Avengers license and were like, guaranteed success. Because let's be real, this game is going to make its money and then some.
Oh yeah, it will.
It's got the Avengers on the box. There are going to be so many people who haven't been following its development cycle who are just like going to go into a game store this Christmas and be like, oh, there's an Avengers game out. My son / daughter / younger brother / cousin loves Avengers. They'll probably like this. And they probably will.
Yep. I mean, this is definitely going to be like the holiday game. Without question.
I will say I'm at the Ms. Marvel bit now, and I do like how her long-range attack is just a punch.
Yeah, it's just her length in her arm. And oh my god, I just beat one of the mini-bosses just punching him down the... just punching him over the ledge.
Okay, I'm getting to the routine now, I'm getting to the flow. I'm not fond of this arena. I feel like it's a bit too cramped for my liking.
Mm-hmm. And again, as you said, it's a lot of the enemies phase into the background. Especially when you get to the second wave and it's all the shooting enemies that do way too much damage.
Yeah, I think it is the shooting enemies that are the big problem. I mean, shooting enemies are annoying in any game, but I feel like with this one especially, it's like there's very little indication that I think there is like a marker that tells you when they're about to shoot you, but like you're too preoccupied fighting everybody else.
You're too preoccupied, and as we've established before, the dodge mechanic is shit. I actually find just running out of the way is far better than trying to dodge.
I do really like Ms. Marvel's grappling though. That's fun.
Oh yeah.
I don't expect them to make like a whole platforming section out of it, but it's nice. And I remember actually when I pulled it off the first time, I was like, oh, because this was before the Spider-Man announcement. The moment I saw that Ms. Marvel had like a swinging thing, I was like, okay, they're definitely going to put Spider-Man in this game. If there's already like a swinging mechanic.
Little did we realise.
Oh, what a monkey's paw wish that was.
Oh look, I found a comic.
That's a bit I feel like isn't like taken as much advantage of, because they give you like and they're comics based on like real ones, and I think like collecting them, if you collect like a set, it upgrades your stats somewhat. I'm like, okay, that's neat. The thing is though, is that you only get the covers, and I'm not saying like, oh, they should have put the whole comic in, because no, that's ridiculous. But I feel like, I don't know, just having the cover, it would be nice if you got like a little bit of trivia, like, oh, what's this comic for? Oh, well, you see, this has the story where so-and-so happens. You don't really get that. It's just, here's an Iron Man comic. Okay, what significance does it have? Shut up.
You know what's weird? That was already done. You know in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies?
Yes.
So in the DVD for the first one, I think it was, I'm pretty sure it was for the first DVD, they actually had where you went through all of like the different characters, including ones that weren't even in the movie, and it went through trivia of like all of the different characters and plot lines from the comics. And it's like, that was a DVD from what, 2001? And yet you can't do it here? Why not?
Oh, that's right, Ms. Marvel. She has like a health regen thing. I completely forgot about that, and I used it when my health was full. Okay, I think like the way the dodge is meant to work is that it's not like an all-purpose dodge. I think the game expects you to use it always like just to avoid an enemy attack rather than as a means of getting away. Really would like my super right about now, the game. Game,
Please help.
oh my god, I'm just getting staggered. I can't do anything.
Yeah, they stagger you a lot in that section.
Did they make the game harder when I last played it? Because I did not struggle this much when I played it the first time. Oh, and I hate how you can't vault over some, like, it's weird, like, and I'm dead again. But, these robot enemies, they don't have, like, traditional shields, they just have these barriers, so that's designed so that you can't vault over them, but your instinct is to do that, because that's how you're trained to do it against enemies who shield. Oh, I really hope they checkpoint and I don't have to do the whole thing again.
You have to do the whole thing all over again.
Okay, no, because that one's still lit up. Okay, it did checkpoint, thank God.
So I'm just at the moment where Kamala's going through all the Avengers memorabilia.
Oh yeah, that's a cute section. I won't spend too
Yeah.
long there because we're already spending way too long on this. I haven't even looked at the timer yet. I may as well bring out because I didn't say my opinion on her earlier. I like Ms. Marvel in this game. She's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Like, there's... Okay, I think I brought this up on the show when I wanted to talk about it, but there seems to be a weird juxtaposition where it's like, a lot of the time she's very, like, bouncy, fangirly, like she is from the comic.
Yeah. Ow.
But there also
Oh,
seems to
Jesus! Sorry.
Oh dear. There also seems to be a weird juxtaposition where at times they're trying to go with the... She's going, oh, but I'm also a monster. Cause
I hate that so much! Oh.
And it's like...
I was going to say before we got to that scene in the game, but the moment she said that line, I'm like, who are you? And what have you done with Kamala Khan?
It doesn't even make sense in the game, because most of the time she's like, yes, this is so cool, I'm meeting my heroes. And then it's like, oh, but I'm a monster. No, you're not!
I admittedly don't know much about Ms. Marvel, but from what little I have seen, she does not seem like the kind of character who'd be like, oh, my powers are a curse and they make me a freak and all that nonsense. I figured, like, if she ever got superpowers, considering how much of an Avengers fangirl she is, she'd be, oh, I get superpowers? This is the coolest thing ever, yeah!
It's a mixture of she's like a massive fangirl of the Avengers, and she's also a teenager. Funny enough, most teenagers, if they got superpowers, would be like, I'm so cool!
That's always been one of my again. I think that's another example when I say like least favorite superhero tropes is when you get like a world where characters have superpowers. You know, it's one of the reasons why I always felt like the X-Men like made no sense. It's like, but they're freaks with their metal bones and their ability to control the weather, and I'm like, okay, guys, why would you not think this is the coolest shit ever? Also, again, why would you try and pick a fight with someone who can manipulate the weather?
I feel this is a problem.
Like, I think that, okay, you know what, I'm sure there's somebody out there going, well, the X-Men are an allegory for homophobia and bigotry, and I'm like, you know what, that's fair, yeah, okay, and to be fair, as I've got older and seen the world around me, I could believe in real life that if somebody ever were to get superpowers, there would be a subset of people who go, nah, they're a bunch of freaks and we hate them, because, you know, humans are idiots. But I'll tell you what, actually, it's not the bigotry that pisses me off. It's when it's the active antagonism. You know, when they stroll up to the character who can melt minds with just a thought and go, "We don't want your kind round here." You know what I can do, right?
I could literally melt you with a thought.
You know, it's the people that go up to Superman and are all like, "Screw you, Superman! We don't need you." It's like, he's Superman, you moron!
I mean, with Superman, they kind of know he's not going to do much, because it's Superman, he controls himself. Also, hey, Jameson Price's Abomination.
I haven't got there yet!
It's really hard because I've got the computer, the TV in front of me, and I've got the computer with you on the background. So I'm like, I have to keep turning my head to see what's
Okay, now he's on the screen. And also, I love the fact that Abomination just shows up. No build-up, no
He's just
foreshadowing.
there.
He's just here. Hope you're familiar with the comics, children.
Or the Hulk movie.
Yeah, and I will actually say right now, like, it's not a particularly clever fight, but Hulk versus Abomination, utter highlight of this beta.
Find the girl.
I'd say it's fun.
It's a lot of fun. And also, another one of my favourite things is that when we got to this big arena and he went all units, I was like, oh, what's he going to do? And then he's like, stay out of my way. And I'm like, yes! I'm so glad that he doesn't do the, hey guys, get in here and help me beat up the Hulk, because I'm so sick of boss fights where they just summon mooks for you to distract you. Here, just a one-on-one slobber knocker, and it's great. Are you going to throw rocks at me, asshole? And I think what works as well is the fact that if you look at Abomination, he's quite clearly just a reskin of Hulk, like right down to his animations and moveset. But it makes sense because that really is what Abomination is. He is really just a Hulk clone. But it feels like you're on an equal footing, and I have to actually sort of try instead of just with like the group fights where I can just sort of spam the attack button and eventually I'll win. Here, I'm like, ooh, okay, I'm not doing very well right now because he keeps hitting me with rocks. And like, if you try and do like your, you know the dash super where you run and grab him, if you do that against him, he tries to parry you.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Like, it's actually like taking like all the fights into account, the abilities into account, but then also like, oh no, it's not going to work the same way against a normal mook, which it wouldn't. Like, certain moves would not work against bosses like the Abomination. And I like that.
Oh, this fight is so cool. I love this cutscene, man.
Yeah, this is easily the best part of the beta, bar none.
It also like kind of baffles me that Abomination is so much bigger than Hulk.
Massively, yeah. Like, he's huge.
I was really hoping this sequence where they fall through like a corridor was going to be like playable, just like a QTE, but no. But whatever, it's fine. Oh, camera.
Are you having camera problems too?
It just like the camera like sort of went up a bit, and I'm sort of like, where am I?
He does hit like a truck though. Like,
I mean, it is Abomination.
Yeah.
I just really hope that like the rest of the boss fights are like this. Like, just really fun one-on-one slobber knockers.
I'm wondering who else will be bosses in this game.
Yeah, that is true, because so far we don't actually know any of the other villains outside of MODOK.
Turns out Doctor Doom arrives somehow.
No, he's not going to be in this. It'd be cool if he was.
Oh no, they'll save that for Season 2.
Well, assuming that the leaked data mine of playable characters is accurate, there's no Fantastic Four in this at all, so we're probably not going to get any, probably no Galactus or Doctor Doom or anything like that. I don't know what, you know those triangle circle prompts where you do like the takedown? I don't understand what triggers those. Always feels like they happen just super randomly.
Yeah. Oh, frame rate on my end just went tanked.
Oh, I'm witnessing a very different thing where Hulk just straight up murders Abomination.
Yeah.
It's so brutal.
It's just eventually go, shut up!
Hulk, this is so unnecessary!
I mean, you say kill him, he's probably alright.
Well, he's not moving!
I mean, it is Abomination, he'll just get back up. I mean, they better not have killed him, it's Jameson Price, he only appeared in one scene.
Alright, I've got my paycheck. I'm out.
I don't have to do any more.
Hey, where are we anyway?
Call me when there's another Persona 5 spin-off.
Right, I'm talking to myself.
Provided he's done voiceover for Scramble.
Okay.
Oh look, we can make you normal
Show me your
again.
secrets.
It's so infuriating that you're slightly ahead of me, because we're not in sync whatsoever.
I love it, we started in sync.
Maybe if I didn't keep dying like a loser.
To be fair, I died earlier as well.
Wait, please.
I die through the tutorial missions. That's worse.
What does that mean?
Oh yeah, I love that. I completely forgot about this. The fact that because they're trying to heal the humans or whatever. And like, okay, what should we call our cure? Dark Terrigen. Oh yeah, that doesn't sound super evil.
Oh, it's so dumb.
Why would you call it that?
Because Light Terrigen doesn't sound right.
I would have preferred that, honestly, because at least they would. Because they're supposed to think they're the good guys.
Do they think they're the good guys, though?
They do. They think they're the good guys. You know, it's the classic. Oh, I'm doing what's right. It's like, but don't you see what you're doing is actually kind of awful? No, because like the ends justify the means. Blah blah blah. Also, I really hoped that during this scene, like the dude's head after he got cured just exploded, and like that cell was just covered in blood. Also, missed opportunity to have like the moment Bruce starts talking to not have Kamala go, oh sorry, you're back to normal.
Sure.
Ah, but that would have been funny.
Where did you get that jacket? Off a dead guy.
There's so many dead people in here.
I have so much blood on my hands, Kamala. I still hear the screams when I sleep.
Oh, me?
Thanks.
I don't know if you've been following it, but like in the Hulk comics recently, from what I've seen in hers, they've tried to turn Hulk into kind of like an eldritch abomination. They've really like played up like the horror angle of his existence, and I really don't like it.
So,
Oh, how so?
Well, there's like one transformation sequence where he straight up rips himself out of Bruce's body. Like his hand bursts out of Bruce's mouth and he rips Bruce's body open to get out.
Oh god, that's... Oh. That reminds me of... Do you remember, Van Helsing?
Yeah.
So, the way they did the werewolf transformations, where they literally just rip the human skin off.
Oh, yeah.
And the werewolf's underneath, which sounds like, oh my god, that sounds so metal, and then you watch the movie, it's like, it looks like they're just taking wax off.
Maybe that's worth it.
That sounds horrible. Like, that doesn't sound right for Hulk.
Okay. Anyway, I'm at the scene. Kamala's all like, "Oh, maybe I should get cured because, like, I don't actually want superpowers."
Kamala wouldn't say that.
This feels so dumb and forced.
No, we gotta make her go through an arc. She has an arc. She got powers. That's all she needs.
Stop trying to make out as if AIM is in any sense of the right. It's stupid.
Also, MODOK. Just...
To be fair, I do actually really like this moment between Bruce and Kamala, because I feel like Bruce would totally understand how she's feeling.
Oh, yeah.
And I kind of wish they went a bit more into that, as like, I wish like she's all like, oh, I'm a freak now, and he just points out, hey, listen, I turn into a big green rage monster when I get mad. Not ideal, but I've done a lot of good with it, so it's not all bad.
a lot of people could.
And the voice acting helps. Again, as we said earlier, the voice acting in this game is definitely very good.
This is another nitpick that I have. I don't understand why they went with Troy Baker as Bruce Banner. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm used to Troy Baker playing as cocky hero types.
I can see that. I think he works as Bruce Banner.
Oh no, I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying if I was doing the casting, he would not have been my first choice. But that's why I'm not a casting director.
It's hitting your expectations. Like, I expect him for this. Well, we're gonna give him this. Oh, it works though.
Well, it's like I say it all the time whenever I hear like a voice actor doing like a completely different role to what they usually do, and I have to remind myself, oh yeah, they're an actor.
This is kind of a mess. I think they were using it for storage or something.
I might as well bring it up now we're actually in the ship moment. So, you may have noticed something that's been missing in all the gameplay sections, and it's not been a massive problem for the levels, for example, the A-Day or the Hulk mission previously. But I find it weirdly a problem here. The lack of a map.
I was thinking the same thing, though I will say, when I was first playing the beta, I did eventually get used to the layout of, like, the... Is it a helicarrier that we're on?
Yes, it's a helicarrier.
I did get used to the layout eventually, but yeah, it's very easy to get lost in this place, and not in the good way.
Yeah, especially when you have to do... the bit in a moment where you have to destroy the cameras. Which isn't fun. Although I do like the, speaking of the helicarrier, I do love it when you look and you see like the little visual cues, like Bruce's room and Iron Man's room and everything like that. It's like, nice.
Yeah, those are like... This game isn't without cute details. In fact, we'll probably miss it, but you can see like a news report on like a TV screen at some point here, and I just stuck around to watch it, and then when it ended, it just flashed up the Daily Bugle, and I was like, oh!
It's like the Daily Bugle!
Oh, I'm going to say this right now. If, like, they don't include J. Jonah Jameson at some point when they bring in Spider-Man, I am going to lose it.
I mean, they already have Darren DePaul, so they could have him just...
You know what I want? I want, like, Jameson to show up, but, like, you know, obviously, like, a good chunk of the population is all like, the Avengers, they're a menace, we don't like them. I want Jameson to be the only person who's, like maybe
he's on their side.
Yeah, I want him going like, no, the Avengers, I think, we can't trust AIM, they're a bunch of mad scientists, yahoos. Only the Avengers, like Iron Man and Captain America can sort this. Oh, and Spider-Man, no, he's still a menace! He's the only one! Like, he loves all the others. Every other hero he totally loves, but Spider-Man's the one exception. He just can't help it.
But you can call me Kamala.
It just brings out the worst in him. Oh, I want it so much.
I can't wait to see what they do with him in the PS4 game sequel. Have him like get a step up from talk show host. Oh my god, just have him be the mayor next time.
Oh my god.
Because if I'm remembering correctly, in the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon, where the one where I think it was Drake Bell who oh my god, I wasn't paying attention. What am I doing? I think I've got to break the cameras. But anyway, in the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon with Drake Bell as Spider-Man, I think in that one that J. Jonah Jameson was straight up the mayor.
Oh, okay.
Of the city, and I think he was obviously running an anti-Spider-Man campaign. Or something like that. Did you ever watch the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon? I know that's got nothing to do with Avengers, but...
No, I never watched them.
I watched one episode and I didn't particularly like the style it was going with. It was kind of do a thing where like Spider-Man would team up with like a different superhero on regular occasions. So it wasn't a Spider-Man solo joint. It was him kind of learning how to be an Avenger basically, and I just wasn't down with the
I
concept.
think I made it worse.
It's okay. Just means you'll need to disable the security.
What am I meant to be
sensors,
doing?
man.
Like, I'm now lost too.
You know what? I always used to like when I watch Let's Players and they go, oh wait, what am I supposed to be doing? I'm like, oh my god, how have they just not been paying attention? How's they not know what they're supposed to do? But now I get it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I can't complain anymore. I've been on the other side.
We're sorry. We're sorry.
Maybe if I was playing a game that I played 1 billion times, so I sort of knew how to do everything off by heart, it wouldn't be a problem.
You know what I want? I want those moments where you're able to talk to the NPCs and they remind you what you're meant to be doing. Because Bruce ain't talking to me. I've got Jarvis up, and I'm like, okay, where am I meant to be going?
Alright, coming back. You're almost done, kiddo.
And I can't do range attacks, so I don't think I'm on the camera bit yet. It's saying reactivate Jarvis, but I'm like, I reactivated him. He's up.
You want to go to like what a weird video this is going to be. You want to go to that room on like the far left and then hit a computer or something, or turn on the computer rather.
Right. Room to the far left. I'm assuming I'm having to go through the Avengers doors.
Yeah. Like, hang on. Are you in the room with Bruce and Jarvis?
Yes.
Okay. No, Bruce, let me out of this cutscene. I'm trying to help my friend.
Something is wrong, Dr. Banner.
That's not good.
Oh dear. It appears my
Okay, is it the one that's got like... okay, I found it.
Oh, thank God.
I'm okay. You're going to be ahead of me now, though.
I am. But well, the thing is, though, we're now coming up to the co-op mission, so I have to wait for you anyway.
Oh, that's alright. People watching this are going, what the hell are you guys doing?
No one knows what happened to Director Fury, so Hill is the only one I know I can trust.
Okay, this I find kind of funny, like Maria Hill being like a trusted liaison for the Avengers, because at this point in the story I think most of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s gone into hiding now that AIM's kind of sort of taken over, so Maria's sort of like a confidant for Bruce, and I just find that hysterical, because my first, like, I was first introduced to Maria Hill via Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2. You know, the game based on the Civil War storyline where the superhero community was divided by politics, and Maria Hill was super like, arrest any superheroes who don't sign up with the government, including Captain America. And like...
Jesus.
And also the Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes cartoon, where she's all like, I don't trust you, Avengers. And now here she is going, oh no, Avengers, yeah, what's up, bros? Yeah, I'll help you out.
And everyone else is like, we remember Maria.
I'm just far more used to Maria being like the skeptic, who's all like, no, Nick Fury was too trusting, superheroes need to be regulated.
Oh, also there's something else I'm going to quickly do, because So, there's a thing in here called collections, where... not collections, sorry, there's a...
Do you mean the... I'll get out the menu so that everyone can see on my screen as well.
The challenge card, that's
the challenge card. Basically, the Fortnite Battle Pass.
Which I actually can't get up at the moment. Must have to do the next bit. Oh, wait, no, now it's unlocked.
Yeah, you got to break all the cameras. Oh, I've actually, because I didn't delete my profile, I've still got all the unlockables.
Oh, so do I.
So for anyone watching, the way the challenge cards work is that you can like gain some like these things up here, the credits or whatever the hell they are, to spend to unlock stuff related to the character, like so icons to use online, new costumes and stuff. I don't have a problem with this conceptually, and to be fair, it doesn't look like a sort of a you know, like the season battle passes for games like Fortnite, where it's like, oh, if you don't complete it by this point, you lose that content forever, it's gone. Like, they let you do it at your own pace. The unlockables are actually, like, kind of sort of interesting for the most... I mean, sometimes they are. Like, I don't particularly care about the online icons and the nameplates, but the costumes are cool. And also, it doesn't look like there's any option to just actually spend money. And I know... We do know that this game is going to have microtransactions, because I know there's, like, an in-game shop in here somewhere.
Yep, they mention it in the news.
Yeah, and there's the marketplace right here. But here's the thing, though. This is all you're gonna get an option to buy all this with actual money. But it looks like, even though there is an argument to be made about how it's still kind of scummy, the fact that it's just costumes and the online nameplates and stuff like that, I think is a relief. Like, no, like if they put gear behind paywall, that's the moment where it's like, okay, no. Because the gear is an important game mechanic that's essential to helping the player progress through the actual game. So putting like really good gear behind a paywall, like say for example a player's really struggling with one mission, and then of course in the marketplace it's like, well, in the marketplace you've got this one gear here that was really, really good if you're willing to spend $10.99 or something on it. If they do that, I'm gonna be livid. At this point I will take what I can get and have it just simply be costumes and stuff.
I still think it's incredibly shitty, but that's the gaming industry as a whole at the moment, where it's like, oh, it's just cosmetic. Yeah, it's still shitty.
Yeah, and like I said, there is an argument to be made about how even if it's just cosmetic, they're still not justifiable. Anyway, you at the war table, man?
I am just talking to Marie Hill.
Oh, okay.
I'm nearly there. I also am wearing my new costume, so the viewers will be enjoying that. Who's going to be playing who, by the way? Do you want to play as Hulk or do you want to play as...
Well, I was going to let you play as Kamala, because I know she's your favourite.
Ah, tar very much. Right, there we go, war table.
I thought that would be appropriate.
So I think what we'll do, because this video is already going on long enough, I know I said I wanted to show off Black Widow later, but I think what we'll do the Snowy Tundra bit, and then maybe the short mission afterwards, and then we'll call it there, because those are like the story stuff.
Some missions will contain enemies with special abilities and modifiers.
I'm just waiting for people to stop talking so I can actually select the mission.
Yeah, I know, right?
There we go.
It's fine when
Okay.
you're playing it on your own, but now with this, we're trying to do a video. It's like, come on, come on.
Again, they're still talking. Let me skip. That's another thing I've noticed. I don't think there's a skip button for anything.
I'm sure they'll add one, at least for like cutscenes.
I hope so. Yes, I know there's Blizzard and all this lot. Let me pick. Right.
Oh wait,
Now
till I
to
start.
get-
Oh no, I've started the mission. What have I done?
What have you done?
I started the mission. I didn't mean to do this.
Get out the mission.
Absolutely.
Oh wait, no. This is okay. This is okay.
I think
It's when we get onto the
Oh
actual,
yeah.
No.
Okay, we can breathe.
Man, that would have been embarrassing.
We did this whole thing.
Okay, let's. I'm not going to be Ms. Marvel. I shall be Hulk. I think I remember actually as well. It should be pointed out that if you're doing co-op stuff with other players, you can't all play as like multiple characters. So, for example, both me and James couldn't play as Ms. Marvel. It can only be one of us. Apparently, that's something they're going to change later down the line. So it will be possible for you and your mates. So if like all four, if you've got like, if there's four of you and you all wanted to play as Hulk, they will make that possible. Which is fun. That's always like, that kind of goofy stuff is just really funny.
I'm trying to invite you, and it's not letting me. You try your end.
Okay.
2 hours later.
Okay, never mind. Sorry, everybody. So we went into this co-op game thinking that the multiplayer was going to be accessible at this point. We have just discovered that it's not. You cannot unlock multiplayer until later on in the beta.
Which is weird because I've played this mission with another player. Like, I know I have, so...
That's infuriating. So, unfortunately, I'm sorry, James. I'm just gonna start.
Yeah. The whole point of this game. And they won't let you do it.
Stop sending me invites, James. We can't play together.
Curse you, game. Oh, that's so dumb.
Okay, since I was gonna play as Hulk and let James play as Ms. Marvel, but since James is unable to do it, I want to show off Ms. Marvel a bit more because I feel like she didn't get enough screen time in the last mission.
to the bunker.
Okay, we're back. We're back now. James dropped from the call again.
Something down there is
Well, actually, no, I'm not going to blame him because it's my internet.
Virgin. It's Virgin's fault, let's be honest. Ah, this... Sorry, that's left a really bad taste in my mouth now. It's like, I wanted to play with you and it won't
Yeah,
let me.
we were all building up to it, and then it's like, nope, you don't get to play with your friend.
It's weird because I know I've played this co-op with someone. It was a rando, but still. So it's like going, nope, you can't play with someone now. Why not? Oh, that's... Worst game ever. 0 out of 10.
So now we're in the one of the war zone missions, which are these massive open areas. Okay, there's like a waypoint there. So the game does actually tell you where you can go, thankfully, so it's not like you're going to get super lost. There are, like, some diversions from the main path where you can find, like, chests and stuff, but I don't think the game really gives you, like, any sort of indication of where they can possibly be. It sort of just expects you to just sort of go look for them.
There's a chest with special
But I'm going to be honest, I don't
your location.
feel like much of a desire to explore these war zones because they all everywhere looks the same.
It all feels the same.
And as James pointed out, oh wait, no, okay, I'm talking bullshit. This was an indicator telling me where the chests were. Okay, I take it back. Sorry, Avengers. I was giving you shit for an unnecessary reason.
Sure is pretty out here.
If you're done observing the
But again, I
scenery,
wouldn't be making that complaint if, like, I knew that was what it was indicating. I'm assuming since there are no other indicators, that means there are no other chests. But then why give us so much space?
Oh, but look, it's a huge, wide open space. We're free to do anything you want. Not really, because there's nothing in here.
There's nothing to do except run over there.
That's not fun.
I need to be closer to breach the system.
I'm sorry I keep bringing this up, but I remember when I played it. Nope, not that button. I just wasted a super move. There was a button you could press that made it so that you can make like a ball of light that's meant to be Jarvis sort of fly off in a direction, and you could follow it so you know where to go. And I can't remember what it was. Ah, that D-pad. There we go. That's better. There's a parent. Wait, hang on. You know what? I'm wasting enough of the viewer's time. Let's just get on with it.
I wonder what's inside that AIM building.
Oh, that's right, we've got to go to this depot first and solve a very simple puzzle in order to access the goodies inside.
You want to look around, Hulk?
Yeah, it's so like, okay, I thought AIM was made of like a bunch of super smart scientist types. It's like, okay, how are we gonna lock this door? I've got it. We'll make it so that it can only be opened by pressing on these two big buttons on the floor. We're such geniuses. 3, 2, 1, back. Oh no, we've run out of things to say.
It has reached that moment where it's just like... And again, I think we're a bit deflated because, like, oh, we can't play together now.
Yeah, that was a bit of a kick in the nuts. But okay, even though I will take back my criticism about how the game doesn't give you any indication of where the chests are, because it does, it quite clearly does. That's me being an idiot. But I will say, I think, while I do think having a beta was a good idea. Like, even though we have criticised quite a lot about this game, I still kind of like it. Like,
it's okay.
I said I liked the game. Stop shooting at me. I said I liked it.
You didn't say you loved it.
But one thing I think it does though is that when you've played the beta, I think we have seen everything the game's going to offer.
Yeah. Like, this is all we're going to be getting, really.
This is, like, the crux of the game. If you don't like what you see, then you're not going to like the full game. It's not going to evolve any more past this.
Like, it's going to be the same thing, just with different characters, and that's it. But functionally, it's not going to be different.
I think the real appeal of it is the fact that you're getting to play as the Avengers.
The shield signal is being blocked by a local AIM security.
That's the biggest push I think it's got, is that you're not playing as like just some boring ass Master Chief wannabe in a suit of armor. It's like, oh, you're playing as Captain America and Iron Man and Black Widow, which, like, to be fair, yeah, that works, because sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah, but at the same time, there's other games that do it, and you could make the argument to do it better. Like, again, as you brought up, Marvel Alliance 3 came out not long ago, and you can play as the Avengers in that. I'm assuming you can.
You can. That'd be really weird if you couldn't. Hey, here's our big Marvel crossover game without Captain America. What?
What?
I will say, this mission here, we've got to, like, defend this thing from the end. I mean, you're not defending it from the enemies. You just have to... It's not like if the enemies get into it, you lose. You just have to stand on it for long enough. But a lot of the enemies don't come in close. Some of them stay far away because they're long-range opponents. But you can't leave the circle for too long, otherwise you lose, as I found out the hard way. So I don't think that this one's not particularly fun, especially since, like, your AI partner's constantly running away to deal with the enemies.
Yeah.
I'll give the... I'll tell... Okay, in another example of Michael being nice to the game, I mean, if I'm not dying... Oh, wait, I can heal! Heal! Thank you. Completely forgot I could do that. But the game does actually give you like an idea of what kind of enemies you'll be fighting before you go into a war zone. So I didn't show it off here, but with this one it tells you, oh hey, there's going to be enemies here who have like freeze attacks. So you're going to want to make sure you have gear that has like freeze resistance. So the fact that it tells you that before going in, I think is really helpful.
But if you don't have that gear, you'll be prepared for a fun time.
But I think the fact that it's the fact that it lets you know what to expect going in, I think helps.
Oh, I failed the mission somehow.
I'm about to die, so I'm joining you. Oh, that's Hulk! Save me! I'm down. You can't leave the circle in the middle for too long. Oh, hang on a second. I have just noticed that those bars in the top left that show the... Like, do you see the blue and red bars that show, like, a percentage number going up? So you actually can't let the enemies stay in it for too long, because then their bar goes up. Well, while you're in there, your bar goes up. Okay, that makes it a bit clearer now, actually. I still don't like it, but now I understand how it works, and I'm dead again. Hulk, save me! Shut up, Jarvis! Oh, are you happy, Avengers, the video game? You made me tell Jarvis to shut up.
How dare you?
And I like Jarvis. Robot Butler!
I wonder if they're going to do what is in the comics and Jarvis isn't going to turn into Vision like the movies, and people are going to be like, wait, that's not how it goes? No. That was just made for the movies.
I wouldn't be surprised. Because, you know, even though we make fun of like the way that this game kind of is copying the movies, there are some ways where it does. Like, we're still a ways off from seeing him, but Nick Fury looks nothing like Samuel L. Jackson.
No.
Which, you know, is good, but like it would have been really funny if he did.
The tracker will lead you to the shield bunker.
Follow the beeps. Got it. Still can't reach Commander Hill, huh? Gonna try not to let that freak me out. Let's get out of the cold, Hulk. Wait.
Do you know why Samuel L. Jackson plays Nick Fury in the movies?
Because of the comics, funny enough.
Yes, but did you also know that the reason why they made Nick Fury look like Samuel L. Jackson in the comics is because they said, hey, Samuel L. Jackson, can we make Nick Fury look like you? And he said yes, but only if I get to play him in the movies.
You see anything?
And I find that amazing.
And lo and behold, we got it.
It's actually, I find it so funny how, like, nowadays when we think of Nick Fury, we think of Samuel L. Jackson. But original Nick Fury was white.
Well, you know who played him? Originally, there was a Nick Fury movie years ago. It was David Hasselhoff.
Yeah, David Hasselhoff. But I just find that so funny how a character who was initially just, you know, a crusty old white guy is now much more recognised as a black guy. I just find that very fascinating.
I think it also helps that it's Samuel Jackson, one of the most charismatic actors we have.
Nice work.
And while we're on the subject, I am liking seeing, because when they confirmed that Kamala was going to be playing such a pivotal role in this game, a lot of she's feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, James. She's Muslim, right?
Yes.
I have been seeing a lot of positive feedback from Muslims who are thrilled that a Muslim character is like a main presence in this big budget superhero game.
And again, she's done mostly well after the "Am I a monster?" bullshit at the beginning. Aside from that, she's done really well.
I'm not sure what the human equivalent
And she's
would
fun to play as well. Like, I argue she's one of my favourites to play in this game.
Yeah. And even though I do like make fun of the story, I do like the concept of Kamala going around trying to reform the Avengers.
Yeah.
I do think that's a pretty good concept for a story,
Get all this stuff.
since it puts a lot of the focus on her.
It's arguably, you could almost say it's almost her story at parts.
Hopefully that'll be the case. Like it would kind of suck if by the end of it, like
She just disappears from the plot.
yeah, she's like maybe after like season 1 she stops being as relevant. The moment Spider-Man joins, suddenly he takes it. Wait, no, he won't, because he's only on PlayStation, so...
Oh, I don't know. They're still trying to go, oh, no, it's just his bits that will be the PlayStation game.
Oh my god, I'm an idiot. That's why there's no crossplay. That's why Xbox and PlayStation and PC owners can't all play together, because Spider-Man's locked to PlayStation. I bet that's the reason.
If that is, that's another shitty reason.
It's got to be, because if you could do crossplay, like, then Xbox owners would be even more pissed if they're playing the game and one of their teammates is playing as Spider-Man, a character they can't play as. That's got to be the reason.
The neural uplink is nearby.
Cool.
I forgot to say earlier as well, here's one thing I like to imagine, because obviously Hulk isn't in control the whole time, right? Like, he does revert back into Bruce. But whenever they go out onto a mission together, he's got to turn back into Hulk. So do you think, like, when he gets on the plane, he's just like, okay, gotta think of what makes me mad.
This makes me mad.
Yeah, quick, Kamala, say something that'll make me angry. Okay, I've heard that, like, the housing crisis has only gotten worse. Ah!
I always knew S.H.I.E.L.D. might fall, so I made sure it could also rise again.
No, he just scrolls through Twitter.
Yeah, that's how he does it, yes! That's way better than anything I could come up with. Okay, how do I make myself mad? Opens up Twitter. Oh, there we go!
Stand strong. So I need a favor. Deliver these protocols to any remaining sub-director. They'll give S.H.I.E.L.D. what they need to rebuild.
I still can't believe there's a character in the Marvel Universe called Dum Dum Dugan.
Fury out.
I beg your pardon?
You know, one of the S.H.I.E.L.D. guys.
Is that his name?
Yeah, Dum Dum Dugan. Did you not know this?
No. Has he been in any of the movies?
I'm pretty sure he was somewhere in the first Captain America movie. Because I think originally he was one of the Howling Commandos.
Oh, is he the one with the, like, he wears the not bowling cap, but like the bowler
Something
hat.
like that. He's got like a mustache.
Yes, okay, now I know who he is.
You'll see him in a bit. When you get to like Nick Fury's cutscene, you'll see him. I haven't been following the comics enough to know why he's now here in modern day when I thought he was a character from the 40s, but, you know, Marvel's timeline isn't exactly coherent.
To be honest, that's just comics in a nutshell, really.
I think I can upload the protocols to a secure server.
We've got to get this data back to the Chimera. Think we can hold them off?
What do you think, because obviously since they plan to do more story content, AIM aren't going to be the bad guys forever. Like, I reckon like the main game will end with MODOK's defeat. So now the question is, who do you think will take on after? I'm banking on the Skrulls being like the next big threat.
For this game, I think the Skrulls will make sense to be the main threat. It definitely won't be anyone massive. Like, we're not going to get Thanos or Galactus or...
I'm so sick of Thanos, I hope he doesn't appear in this game at all. I'm so sick of, like, Thanos and the Infinity Gems. Like, we're done, okay? No more. Oh, I forgot. I'm not going to show it off here because I don't think I've unlocked it. But Ms. Marvel does get this one really cool move where her long-range attack can grab enemies and she can just swing them about. Did you get that, James, when you first played it?
I haven't, but I'll need to get it.
It's hilarious. Oh no, Hulk's dealing with him, never mind. Yeah, that's like I said, like the AI partners actually, like, they're not useless.
Oh
so
no.
It's not like you're at a disadvantage if you unfortunately don't have people to play it with or you just want to play on your own.
It's not Pokemon Sword and Shield.
I mean, let's be real, like oh, you mean in the raid battles, sorry, yes.
In the raid battles, they're garbage.
Yeah. I can't remember the last game I played that had AI companions that were effectively useless. I think, like, things have gotten a lot better as the years have gone on.
Nice work, Hulk. Give him a high five. Let's get out of here.
Alright, there we go. Got all my gear.
Well, I'm finished, so...
Oh, you finished? I mean, we're not playing together now because the game won't let us, so...
I know, right?
Got more than we bargained
Should we,
Jarvis, we better get this back.
You're getting onto the, training room, aren't you?
Yes. Yeah, I think I'll show that off last and then we'll call it there. I don't understand why the game asks you, like, oh, rate this mission out of 5. It's like, I don't... No, can I skip this? I can't? Ugh.
Why would I care?
It's obviously like to get player feedback. But it's like, I don't want to do a survey every time I finish a mission.
Well, you're gonna have to do it anyway.
I know it's like I know it's like a very minor thing. You know, it's the same. You know, it's the same logic behind when you get like a 20-second ad in front of a video. Yeah, technically I could just wait 20 seconds for the ad to end, but no, skip now, skip now, skip now.
Also, while I am finishing this mission, I do love
Feeling better, Jarvis?
giant Kamalas. just get bigger and just smash through the enemy. It's like, yes.
I love it when she just kicks, just boom.
You too, Kamala. With this, I can start rebuilding.
See, that's what's infuriating. I feel like since we're wrapping up to a close, I may as well say I apologise if we haven't been quite as coherent with our thoughts as I'd have liked to have been with this. But I think to just basically sum it up is that Avengers, at its core, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, it's that dreaded word, it's fine. And at times it can be really fun. There's like, and you know, the characters are perfectly enjoyable, there's some entertaining dialogue. The combat, when you get into the groove of it, is fun to play. It's just, I think it's just the fact that when we think of a big budget Avengers game, this isn't what we had in mind. You know, a game that's essentially Destiny.
I should warn you, the system may be a little...
If I wanted to play Destiny, I would have played Destiny.
Yeah, it just needed a little bit extra, just something a little bit, because at the moment it's a little basic.
Yeah, and I don't think it's going to get any more complex than this because, again, I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but at the end of it, it's not a game that requires strategy. It's all about just making sure that your gear is better than what the enemies have. As long as your numbers are bigger than the enemy's numbers, you should do just fine. And it's really all going to depend on how the loot is distributed. Like if they did with the beta, I feel like it's a right balance. But if in the final game it's designed in such a way where you have to really grind to get decent enough gear to progress, if they make it so that any gear that you find very easily is useless, it's just going to ruin the experience. And where is the harm room?
Try to find the damn thing.
Yeah, that's the real challenge. Yeah, I think I am going to have to side with James that the helicarrier itself at least really needs a map.
Mm-hmm. It really does.
Like, I thought it was here, but apparently it's not.
What's hilarious is it's all just a tutorial for how to use Iron Man.
Okay, there it is. I found the beacon from gods that tells me where to go. But again, I've said this so many times. The fact that the game doesn't tell you, oh hey, press D-pad to bring up a waypoint, so you know where to go next. It just expects you to figure that out. Hopefully, again, something that will be addressed in the final game. Though, as I'm sure as James is thinking right now, he doesn't think that'll happen.
Nope. Or if it might be too much later.
I'm sick of this shit. Let's end this already. Last story mission.
Ready.
Powering up.
I should also be clear, my frustration isn't with the game itself, it's just we've had a lot of technical issues with trying to get this shit working, and then, you know, being denied multiplayer was a proper kick in the teeth.
Yeah, I think that kind of killed my enjoyment.
And now I get to end it by playing as my least favourite character, Joy.
If that isn't a representation of this game.
Couldn't let me play as Black Widow, no. With a Devil May Cry grappling hook.
Grappling hook?
That is literally, I am convinced that's what makes her the best character, is that grappling hook. Like, I was pulling some Devil May Cry shit as I like, okay, that's it, blue and yellow attack indicators mean you can counter. If the game had... I mean, I did find now, and to be fair, Hulk doesn't really have a counter. But if the game had told me this earlier, I'd have been having way much more fun.
Also, there's one weird thing, like when I was doing the harm room stuff. I swear Iron Man fights a little differently. Like when using his basic stuff, he still uses like his lasers and everything to hit enemies, which he doesn't seem to do in the main section.
How do you mean?
Like how he does in the movies, like he does a punch and then he uses his lasers to blast them back a little bit.
Oh, okay.
For some reason that didn't seem to happen in the A-Day sequence.
Well, yeah, actually, I do remember now. Iron Man does have this thing where his laser attacks, which are like on his heavy and like some of his supers, do drain that yellow bar at the top, which I don't think a lot of other heroes have. Like Black Widow, for example, her guns have infinite ammo. You never have to worry about running out of ammo. But with Iron Man, using the blast constantly will drain them, which I guess makes sense. But it's a bit weird that it applies to him and nobody else.
Yeah. Especially considering Iron Man is like one of the flagship characters of this series.
Okay, that was cool. Like if you start like a ground combo with Iron Man, he knocks him into the air, and then you can carry on to do an air combo.
Just juggle them. I also do love it that it's not like it's Kamala playing as Tony, I think.
Yeah, it's because Tony's not here. So.
And I just love her reaction, like, oh my god, this is so cool!
I'm Iron Man!
Again, there's just little bits.
I still feel like I remember when the game first got announced back at E3. I still feel like my initial assessment is still quite valid. Where this is like just a very expensive, you know, like those old C tier PS2 games that like didn't have like a lot of they weren't particularly long or like didn't have much in the way of content, weren't particularly well designed, but you know they were still fun if very basic. I feel like this is just one of those, but just a really expensive one.
Yeah. It's a AAA one. It's like they got the Avengers IP and like, great, let's do this. And it's like, it's not the worst. Like, again, it's still better than how EA treat Star Wars, for example. Well, until Fallen Order, but like for the longest time, how EA treated Star Wars.
Okay, that's weird. It looks like Iron Man's dodge... Oh, nope, never mind. I was just about to compliment the dodge and then I got hit. But that's on me, not the game. I don't know. So, again, this could be... Maybe it's me. But it sometimes feels like the dodge move is inconsistent at points.
You say inconsistent, I say absolute rubbish.
Okay, that's weird. I'm getting some input lag there. Like, Iron Man's dodging...
Oh, dear.
I'm not sure what's going on there. I feel like what you're supposed to do with the dodge, I think as I said earlier, is that you're meant to wait until the last possible second to get the most use out of it. But the thing is that when I play games with a dodge, it's usually like, you know, Bayonetta's cartwheel, which I just use not even to say dodge attacks, but just give me space.
I thought I almost broke the game for a second there. I juggled this enemy up. I'm doing the vault bit.
Yeah.
And I juggled the enemy up onto one of the platforms, and he got briefly stuck there.
Oh like, yeah, same. Because the game locks all your other abilities, like you're waiting for them to come down.
That's that moment of, oh great, have I broken it?
Yeah, once you get a rhythm going, think that like the combat can actually get quite fun.
Yeah. It's just getting into it, like just, and again, it's that thing of this is going to be reliant on having co-op. I feel, which is hilarious considering it failed for us.
Yeah, considering the game didn't let us at first. You know what? Actually, I've changed my mind. I think I will show off. I will try and show off one Black Widow bit after this is over. If I can actually learn how to dodge properly and not just. Oh, the robot just walked through the wall. Okay, he didn't walk through the wall, but he was very clearly clipping through a column, and it was very obvious. I'll tell you what's funny though, actually, because on the day we're recording this, they should be announcing the new Batman and Suicide Squad games today.
Oh yeah, they are.
And I think it'd be very funny if, after all our bitching on this, we see the announcements for those, and then we just go, Avengers, we're sorry. Oh my god, Avengers, we are so sorry.
I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with the Batman one.
I want to be excited, but I'm also super worried.
I mean, after Arkham Knight, I'm still...
And this is Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they try and latch onto a trend.
Oh god, you're right.
We get they announced a new Batman game, and it's well, no, I'm 100% convinced that Suicide Squad is just going to be this.
I can see that being a thing.
Suicide Squad will be DC's alternative to Avengers. I hope I'm wrong. I'd love for it to be like just a single-player Suicide Squad game where you could play as all these different characters to take on the Justice League. But I could totally see it just being either that or like some. Oh, that's right. I can't access the hard room challenges from me. I've got to access it from the war room. God damn it! Now to run all the way back. But yeah, like I can also imagine the Suicide Squad game being like a PvE or like a PvP where it's like 5 players versus like one person playing as Superman or something.
Oh yeah.
Like kind of like Evolve.
Yeah. Or like the that Robin Hood game that got announced.
Yeah. I hope I'm wrong, but
I won't be shocked. I mean, as long as the Batman game looks good.
I'm still quite hopeful for that. I wish Miss Marvel would run faster. I know we're in like the base, but like I want to pick up the pace. I want to get back to the war room. I might as well bring this up now. This is like another nitpick, but I think one thing that bugs me about this game is like the terminology. Like, you know, the war table, war zones, and drop zones. I'm like, it doesn't sound like Avengers to me. These are not the words I should be hearing in an Avengers game.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Like, it feels very like... This feels more like shootery war thing, and it's like, it's a war table. It's like, but we're not a war. And even so, it wouldn't be the thing the Avengers would call a table. It's like other games have war tables, like we must have a war table. Even though that makes no sense.
Alright, let's see. So, where is she? There we are.
A few moments later.
And we're back. Okay, mission? You want to start now? Where are the bad guys? Oh, wait. Stand here.
Might as well fight you all at once.
And there they are.
Enemies down.
Yeah, I think the reason why Black Widow appeals to me so much is because I think she actually is the closest to a platinum action game character. Like, she definitely feels faster than everybody else. She's got a nice range of close range and long range attacks.
This should be fun.
And I think it is just the grappling hook. I think
The grappling hook is fun, especially when you're just like smashing into enemies.
in fact, let's see if I can get something going. Yeah, that's so cool. I love that. And I don't know if I'll be able to pull it off here, but I remember when I first did this, I grappled one enemy and then immediately grappled to another, so I was just flying through the air. It was so cool.
I think she's the most fun to mix light and heavy attacks with, because I feel like it feels so seamless. And also the fact that she uses her normal, obviously her fist for that, and then swap into her like electro sticks, which are just fun. Also thinking, because obviously PlayStation's getting Spider-Man, I wonder if they're going to add like any villains, or if it's literally just going to be him on his own.
Oh, you Spider-Man villains.
Yeah.
Well, the whole point is that they say that every new character will also get like exclusive story missions. So, like Hawkeye, for example, is going to get his own storyline that takes place in this universe. So, I think Spider-Man will get his own story missions. Whether he'll actually get a Spider-Man villain to fight, or it just ends with him fighting like an AIM robot or something really boring. We'll probably get one. Don't go in expecting like, oh, we're gonna get Green Goblin and Venom and Dr. Octopus all working together and it's gonna be super cool. Like, I don't think that's gonna happen. But
you know who I could actually imagine it being? Probably someone like Rhino or Scorpion. Someone who can like, because you could say like with Rhino and Scorpion, and be like, okay, they AIM put them in the suit.
Oh yeah, okay.
Like I could see that being a thing.
I don't know. I like Rhino, but
oh yeah, they wouldn't be my choice.
Scorpion, maybe. Or hell, like have Dr. Octopus and just be like, oh yeah, AIM commission me. Oh, I forget these robots just blow up.
It's like, hey, what do these guys do? Oh dear God!
But yeah, have like maybe Spider-Man's story is all about like he finds out that they've hired Dr. Octopus and he's like, oh no, you're super the villains.
I wonder what else we'll get in the future. Like I'm obviously seeing the list. I'm trying to figure like because I don't know much about Doctor Strange. I only know the ones from the film, and I funny enough do not think we're going to get Dormammu as a villain.
You know what? Okay, maybe not Dormammu, but I think if Doctor Strange is in the game, that would be interesting because obviously so far we're very much focusing on the more sciencey, technological aspects of the Marvel universe. But Doctor Strange is all about the magic, so I think having a maybe after AIM we get like a more magic-centric villain or like a Force. Because I think having Doctor Strange just fighting robots is like he'd be there thinking like, really, this is what my life has come to. I'm the master of mysticism, the sorcerer supreme. I fight demons from a regular basis. I've seen dimensions that would make your eyes melt, and now I'm just wasting my powers on a bunch of robots. It's just like very like Eye of Agamotto.
Yeah, whatever. He'd just click his fingers and they'd just disintegrate.
By the hoary hosts of Hagoth, or whatever the hell it's called, I don't even care anymore.
I ain't bringing my A game to this shit. Tony, you owe me a beer.
I really hope he doesn't drink beer. He used to be a surgeon.
I mean, he used to be.
I know you're not a surgeon anymore. No, you're not a surgeon anymore, Stephen. What's the best part of like quitting it? Honestly, I'd like a drink again. Oh no, that'd be really mean. No, Stephen can't drink. Like, isn't? It's weird. Is Tony like a drinker in this continuity? I don't know.
That's actually a point because
like.
Because I remember that was like a big thing back in the day, like the demon in the bottle storyline. Like,
yes, if I'm remembering correctly, like Tony used to, like the big joke was that like Tony used to be like an avid drinker, and then there was a comic storyline where they addressed that he suffered from alcoholism, and then he quit, and then he quit. But I don't know if that's still a thing.
It is, because the Devil in the Bottle one was like, I think it was like a couple of decades ago. And then they've gone back to, oh, he's a drinker, and it's like, oh.
Sorry to interrupt you, James, but I'm sorry to interrupt you, but now we're doing like Black Widow's like main super, and I love it so much.
What's her super?
Well, when she combines the batons into just a big staff, and you just wreck shit, and she's like glowing red, and it's super. Look at her spinning around.
Hey, look, it's what Daisy Ridley's character Rey should have had in Star Wars.
Oh shit, she should have.
She really should have. In fact, I'm pretty sure that was one of the original ideas.
How dare you make me think of this?
The thing was, that was actually meant to be the case by the sounds of it.
I could have lived in blissful ignorance not needing to know that. Wait, how did I already get it back? Oh, who cares? Yeah, wreck shit!
Who gives a shit? Let's do it again!
It's so cool!
This game is like the brief moments of yeah, and then it's like
They do kind of make it a bit worth it.
at places, yeah.
Not sure how the task just defying the laws of gravity at points.
Like, especially again as we talked about that, the Abomination boss fight is still easily the best moment in the game.
Do you think, like, maybe since you know, Black Widow got Taskmaster, both of them being like former Shield agents, Hulk got Abomination for obvious reasons. Do you think maybe like Thor will fight Loki or something?
Not bad.
Ooh, that would be cool, but it also be like Loki being delegated to side villain, or at least like very like, because it's meant to be AIM is like the big main villain of this.
I do get where you're coming from, but hear me out. Like, just imagine that Loki shows up just to fuck with shit, and then just leaves. Like, I kind of like that idea. Like, the idea of Loki showing up and being like, Loki, so you have allied yourself with AIM? No, I'm just here to have fun. I'm God of Mischief, brother.
And you just steal something, and that's going to be the MacGuffin for the next part of the game.
He just messes about with them. He's just an annoyance.
That would be cool. Oh, it turns out, you know that the woman who was on the video of like taking away that person's powers. She had long black hair and everything. Imagine that's like his female persona, and then he turns into. And he's like, oh, but you know me so well, brother. And then turns into normal Loki.
Yeah. And then Thor's like, aha, I knew it was you. How? Because you know him so well? No, because I recognize that ass anywhere. No amount of magic could hide that ass, Loki.
That is Asgard's ass.
And then you just hear Steve go, hey. Oh, I don't even care that I was getting wrecked towards the end. That conversation was just goofy. Alright, okay, I'm tired. I think we're now going to call it there. I've shown everything I've wanted to.
Yeah. I'm still bitter.
I think we've pretty much shared what we wanted to say, and honestly, this was just a fun time. I'm going to be honest. You know, for as much as I bitch about this game, it is fun.
There are fun bits. It's also very messy. And really terrible business practices.
Yeah, I think that is ultimately its biggest problem, is everything else behind it, especially the Spider-Man nonsense.
Yeah. Although my bitterness towards that is the fact I couldn't play with you, for God's sake. I was like, that was the whole point!
The only why are we even here, then?
Oh, God. On that bombshell.
I don't know about you, James. I probably will pick up this game at some point down the line. Just not September.
I'll probably get it for Christmas, though, mate.
I'll make someone else buy it.
I'm not sinking my own money into this.
I'm just imagining, okay, before we sign off, just imagining your mum handing you, here you go, James, Merry Christmas, thanks, Mum, and you just throw it through the window.
Oh, that's so mean.
Why would you do that, James?
That's horrible.
Gee, that was my whole salary.
Okay, no, that's not my whole salary.
Yeah, I bought you the special edition with the statue and everything, and into the bin it goes.
Oh,
okay,
God,
no, I'm done. I'm calling it there. This is going to be a bitch to edit.
I was about to say, you're going to have so much fun with this, because it's only one file from me.
Pray for me. This is Michael Beckwith. Okay, this is Michael Beckwith saying goodbye.
This is James Hall saying goodbye.
And we'll see you next time for another Entertainment Zone one-shot. Goodbye.
Goodbye.